Hands here on the panel. How many of you like to co-invest? Raise your hands. Okay, everybody on the panel. Good to know. Joe, I'm going to start with you. How do you find an exclusive off-market or excellent top 1% opportunity? How are those brought to you?
Seldom are they brought to us. We have to go out and find them. We, in the mineral space, we actually end up in courthouses pulling lease records so that we can try and identify who the big mineral owners are that we can try and chase. And some of the larger deals, one in particular that I'm thinking of, was 3 years in the works. It was getting to know the landowner, the ranch owner, and working with them over really their goals, what they wanted to do over the course of the next couple of years, and eventually they wanted to sell. And it was a $20+ million deal that we hand-delivered the check to, and we'd gotten to know her real well. It got immediately reinvested in Phoenix as she retired, and but we find between that and then also the business-to-business opportunities, frequently it may not be someone in our network that's someone that we've originated the deal with, but it may be one of our partners that uncovers something that we're ready to jump on and co-invest in.
Same for you, David, but also a question for you both. In the oil patch, are you still able to go look up properties that are in arrears on taxes, or are you able to still force pool?
I don't think anybody lets their minerals get behind on taxes unless they just don't even know they own it. But or it's gone into an estate and been divided up a bunch of ways. But yeah, there are opportunities, and getting involved with a good ethical company is really important. And I think the other thing I'd like to emphasize is you need to be thinking about estate planning in all your actions. And the best way to do something for your next generation and even the generation after that is set up generation skipping trusts and put assets in there that are at a low current value so they can appreciate in there. Once you've made the money, it's awful hard to give it away without paying that 40% gift tax, which is real theft. But anyway, I love to talk to people. I'm exhibiting in the next hall, and estate planning is a very important thing, and I've got some real interesting ideas on how to do that in a big way.
Well, thanks for sharing that, because I believe 100% you're right. I'm a specialist in family offices. The two things they're most considering in talking to me is how do I keep my family functional and my kids not spoiled? And the other is in what ways can I do my wealth transfer without spoiling them, right? So that's very important.
Right. But it's also important if children are going to come into a lot of money at some point to give them a little money so they can kind of learn the hard way with the little money. Kind of like that movie Brewster's Millions.
Yes, sir.
Where the guy had to blow a bunch of money. So it was a tiny fraction of what he stood to inherit to learn that he needed to conserve and live within his means. And
that is one of the funniest Eddie Murphy movies I know.
Oh.
Patrick, your thoughts?
Well, I want to say I definitely this year was the doubling down on the irrevocable trust estate planning. I had 2.5-year-old, right? So for the first time, I saw an actual life that's going to live past me and my wife, and I definitely feel so great over the last year getting all that stuff put together. So working on that. Your other question? What was the other question?
Well, the question was
great deals.
How do you source
exceptional deals? I got so excited about listening to you guys, I forgot. So exceptional deals. So we have 3 primary businesses that we're currently operating in through our parent. And first of all, we educate every 2 weeks on alternative investing strategies, because me as an engineer, I didn't know any of this stuff existed for years when I was doing engineering. So every 2 weeks we do an alternative investing mastery series. Now, of the ones that we find, there's actually 3 businesses that we have. So we have private credit and commercial real estate. Now, that's an incredible opportunity because those unique opportunities are high interest rates in small balance commercial real estate, like $600 to $6 million. That is a completely ignored category right now, where people, if the lenders are investing, they're only investing into the huge, larger numbers. Right now, we're finding incredible opportunities to lend at very high interest rates, first position in small balance commercial real estate, still not multifamily, still not quite penciling, more industrial. We're in certain markets where we're seeing a big reshoring. We're seeing a resurgence of manufacturing. We're seeing, and even in those markets, we're seeing retail. So we're seeing incredible opportunities there, opportunistic lending. We're also seeing opportunistic acquisitions. I went through 2009 and 10, lost everything. Now, commercial real estate version of that's right now. We're buying a lot of assets in cash, and that is different. That's not through our network of known sources. We're actually going through mass marketing, and we're going direct to owner. And why? Because the brokers are still overpricing all the opportunities. And if you can't find those owners directly and set the basis for the price, figure out how eager they are to sell up front, and then potentially end up with the broker. We found we're just spinning our wheels as it gets overpriced and out of our budget. So we've spent huge amounts of money and done all of our acquisitions through our acquisitions fund, through direct to owner. And the other side for the litigation, we do a diversified litigation portfolio, single event, small mass tort. And those opportunities are purely relational. It's a novel industry, although it's been around since 1910. And it's the amount of money that goes through third-party litigation funding is the size of the global airline industry. All that said, it's a small niche industry not many people know about. And so our partners have 15 years experience in both the private credit, commercial real estate, and litigation finance. They're different groups. Virtually every single one of those opportunities comes from direct relationships or referrals from direct relationships. So there's not much secret sauce to that.
If you are a founder, raising capital, developing real estate, or you're an investor, would love for you to get involved in the Family Office Club. I've run this community for 18 years now. We've hosted 300 live events. We have 17 million social media group members and followers. We have the #1 YouTube channel on family offices. We have the #1 most popular podcast on family offices. You can learn more about us and our membership options at familyoffices.com. We have 30 in-person events planned in 2026 and another dozen events this year. Please go to familyoffices.com to learn more.